Now we will understand the managing role stress. Now we will study the roles and the functions of change agent. So what can be the roles? So there are a change agent has to perform the following roles in the organization. Like he must be detective. So as a detective, the change agent must be observant and possess analytical skills, because as we know there are many employees in the organization and every employee has different behavior and attitude. So here the change agent requires to understand the dynamics of the organization. So he need to work here as a detective. He need to be here as a observant, observe the behavior and attitude of each and every employee, and then only he can interact with them that what they want. So here his role can be the detective. Second role of a change agent can be advocate. So every organizational change needs someone who is in favor of this change and draws everyone's attention on it. And here is the role of change agent. He work as an advocate. He tell everybody, he interact with the clients, with the employees in the organization, and ask them to take the participation, to engage themselves in that change. Now the third role we can say of a change agent as a counselor. As a counselor, the change agent must listen and encourage good things. Yes, when he is in the organization, he should listen to the employees whosoever are in the organization, or if they are facing any problem or they have any feedbacks or a problem for that change that is going to happen in the organization. So as a counselor, the change agent must listen and encourage them in a good things. Next role we can say is facilitator. So as a facilitator, counselor, the change agent must be helpful and creative to the employees in the organization. So one of the key activities of a change agent is to find out the ways to help the people, to help the employees in the change. That change has come in the organization. Now change agent can help the people in the organization. He can be the next role, he can be the mediator. So as a mediator, a change maker, a change agent can be a peacemaker. So when a change come, everyone is thinking, oh, now change has come, so how we will deal with. So here a change agent is hired by the company who will counsel, who will as a facilitator, as a mediator, help the people in the organization to understand this change and be calm. So another role of this change agent can be expert. As an expert, the change agent must be confident and knowledgeable, because when he is expert and knowledgeable, he can guide his employees, his clients in the organization. And next is the lawyer. As a lawyer, the change agent must be determined that yes, we can do this thing. So a change agent must ensure that the goals, the targets that organization has set should be achieved. And how we can achieve? When a change agent himself is determined to achieve those goals, then only he can motivate the employees in the organization to achieve those goals. Let's study the topic effective change programs. So whether the change is a small one, like the implementation of a new system, or a big one, such as a company takeover or merger, the way the change is managed makes all the differences in its success or failure. So effective change management training is essential for supporting leaders or managers to successfully drive change throughout their organization. So here in effective change program, I am going to discuss three main stages which will help in developing, in bringing the change in the organization effectively. So the very first stage is the communication. What is the need? Communicate the need of the change to their employee. So the very first stage of introducing any change, maybe it is large or small, is to communicate, is to explain the employees why it is important to being about the change and the benefits that are likely to occur due to that change. This must be handled carefully and communicated to all the affected parties, means all the employees in the organization. Also, adequate opportunity must be given to people to raise their concern and contribute their thoughts, views and opinions. Because when you hear about that change, yes, many questions can arise from you. So management, top management, managers, supporters, leaders should listen what their employees have raised with those questions, have concerns. So this is a very important stage, and if it is missed, it will not make the change process successful. The second stage of effective change program is implement the change in phases. So what will happen here? The change will be broken down into the phases or step by step, and then it can be systematically reviewed. So manager may implement change with a few employees to ensure whether or not the change produces the desired results. Third stage is evaluate, report and review on change. So here people need to be kept informed about how things are progressing, the results that are occurring, and whether the change program has met its objective or not. So these three stages brings that effective change program in the organization. Next we will study about the classical skills for leaders. So now a classical skills for leaders can be used in the organization to bring the change. It may not be possible for the leaders to physically visit all the departments. So what he will do? He may call for the complaint letters for unsatisfactory services so that he can check where is the problem, right? So there are few I can say the classical skills for leaders. For example, kaleidoscopic thinking. So in an organization, different departments have their individual requirements. So to solve any crisis, the leader should encourage the use of kaleidoscopic thinking. What is that? Where a person can generate the ideas, a person can come up with the creative ideas. So we can say that kaleidoscopic thinking helps to develop one's ability to generate the ideas creatively. This should be developed so that the innovative ideas can be generated to solve the crisis situation. Next skills of a leader can be effective communication. The leader should effectively communicating the various policies, the strategies of the organization to the employees. This will ensure that ease in reaching the vision of the company should be easy. The other skill is, next point is delegation. So leaders should possess the skill of delegation, where delegation is what? Where the leader act as a team. It's not like every time he has to command his employees, his team. No, here he himself act as a team and he himself work as a team. He himself work on the guidelines which are planned and execute the plan himself. Next is build a sense of identity. It is also one of the skill for a leader. So leaders must allow team members to forge their own identity. How it will help? How this sense of identity, if I give an employee, if I ask an employee to build a sense of membership and identity and enjoy the protection they need to implement the changes. So the team members must be made responsible timely so that they can feel that responsibility of that work in the organization. Next is recognition and individual attention to individuals. So the leader should have recognition to every individual so that people will be motivated to keep up good work and not indulge in corrupt practices. He must give individual attention to every employee and help them focus in their strengths. The next skill is passive avoidant. So the leader also needs to be passive avoidant at times. What it is? It is not required of him to be present all the times. So a leader must not react to all the situation, but he must focus only on the areas of severe attention. This is called passive avoidant. And the last skill that is discussed in this topic is manage the culture. So leaders must manage the culture. They must set the boundaries for collaboration, autonomy, and the sharing of knowledge and ideas. That helps the organization, that helps the employees who are working for the company, who are working for the organization to work in a close relationship and gives the company and help them to achieve the goal of the company. Thank you.